I can't get it out of my head, dude. I'm back on it. I'm back on it. I'm back on it again. I can't get it out of my head. Oh my god. No. Opening question.
All right.
Let's say a genie pops up to you and says, Z, I want to change your life. All right?
Mm-hmm.
No tricks, no questions, no nothing. But I'm just going to give you two options. You can either be a world famous actor or a world famous touring musician. Won't specify genre, just musician. Which one do you think you're riding with?
I'm riding with actor.
Okay.
I know, or at least from what I've seen in like the documentaries and what touring musicians have said, that is extremely rough on the roads. You know, popping up in a different state, performing for a night, then popping up in a different state, something like that. Right. It's a bit. It's a lot. And I know when you're an actor, you at least have that time period of when you're, recording for the movie or whatever, and then the, whatever social or entertainment, public stuff comes after that, or, possibly even during. But, there's always that downtime.
Yeah. For those watching the video, I apologize for yelling professionalism. I just realized I didn't move my keyboard out the way and I forgot to turn my lighting on. So that's what all that was. No, I feel like touring the first time would be really fun. Stressful, definitely. But touring the country, getting to do what you love to do in front of millions of people, especially if you do like a world tour. Like, I enjoy traveling and doing that, especially if you're in a band with some close friends. And I feel like, but 30 years down the line, 15, 20 tours into your career, you're like, man, let's just do 5 dates. Let's do LA.
Let's put them like a month apart.
Yeah, let's do LA in October, and then we'll do New York in July.
Yeah.
And then, being an actor, I think, would be a lot more creatively satisfying to me as well. I know, like, beginning off, you don't really get a lot of leeway. If you're starting up, it's like, okay, you're doing this role. Oh, can I do... No. I wrote it like this. You're doing it like this.
Yeah.
And I feel like being an actor can open the door towards a lot more stuff where it would be creatively appetizing, whether that's writing, producing, directing. Of course, you're a musician, you can sing for 40 years and then you can become a producer or whatever, or a shitbag music executive that screws over everybody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think I'm right with you just because of the creative satisfaction. Plus, I think, is the actor lifespan longer? I believe so.
I don't know, probably.
Of course, you'd probably get typecast in a couple different roles, but I feel like an actor, you could go for 60 years if you're healthy.
Yeah, the role you usually play kind of depends on how you are in your age. And a lot of time, I see Denzel Washington plays like a lot of the same styles of roles.
Yeah. I want to see Denzel Washington play a high schooler, though. Let's just fuck it. Just fuck it. Let's put him in high school.
That would have to be some satire movie. Extremely satire.
Let's just high school. Let's do like 3 dads who never graduated high school. Denzel Washington, Adam Sandler, and Kevin James. Why not?
They've already got a movie like that with Kevin Hart.
Which one?
There's a movie where he didn't graduate high school and he kind of needed to for something. I forget exactly what the entire plot line of the movie was, but he had to go take classes and shit, and that was like a whole story of the movie.
Well, I guess Adam Sandler did it too with Little Nicky? Is that what it's called? I gotta be careful with that. Adam Sandler played Little Nicky, right? Whoa!
Just you gotta have that. That CK has gotta really sound KE.
If someone were to come up to you and be like, "Hey, just go up for this role," why not? What kind of role would you think Okay, I'll put my best foot forward. Try to get into this.
I don't know. I don't. I don't think I've ever like imagined myself casting for a movie, and I don't know what kind of role that I think I would fit well in. For being honest,
you could just be the token black guy.
I mean, I could, I guess.
And they're just like, we don't have a script, so just be yourself, you know. And then
that
you'd
would
call
be
that
horrible.
friend. You'd call that friend who offered it to you and be like, "What are you trying to say? What was the motive behind you pushing?
Why
this
did
onto
you
me?
tell me to go for this movie? It seems like they kind of were expecting me, you know."
By the way, I had to get a bunch of stuff from my lady's work. Had to pick it up and carry it out into the car because at her building, if you don't come get your packages for, a little bit, they're free game, pretty much.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's not like a couple days. It's like a couple months, right?
Mm-hmm.
She got a desk that I'm going to start using. And she got a couple more things. But I walked in there, met a couple of her coworkers. And the day after, she was like, "Hey, what do you think of him?" Mostly because a lot of people say he's mixed. What's y'all's opinion on that? And one of them said, "Oh, yeah, no, he's definitely Samoan, right?" And she was like, "No, he's not." And that's like the 5th time he's been called Samoan. We're getting concerned, but he's not Samoan.
That sounds a lot like you getting into the Discord.
Yeah.
Because I remember when you first got in, they were like, "What is he mixed with?"
Yeah.
And I was just he's, as far as I'm aware, he's 100% white.
Yeah, no, I think Tori watched one of our episodes, and it was when my hair was insane before I learned to start doing this. She was like, "White people don't have that hair. White people don't have that hair. There's something in there. There's a little spice. There's a little Tony Sacheries in that mix."
Like, is he have black? I was like, no, he's not.
In the comments, if you're watching, look at me. Am I mixed with anything? If you were told that I'm anything but just straight pure blood white, don't say that. Don't say pure blood white. Don't say that.
Yeah, that one that sounds like it came a little ancestral. But
okay, you took it that way. Is there any Tony Sacheries seasoned in here? Huh? Is there any? I want to say a Hispanic, Asian seasoning, whatever. Just throw them all in there. I was about to say taco seasoning. That feels racist. I'm not going to say that. And that's only because the seasoning I use for them white people tacos is just labeled taco seasoning.
Taco seasoning? Let me guess, is it made by Ortega or some shit?
Yep. Yup.
We've got some of that in our cabinet, and it's been there for years. I hadn't touched it.
That shit's good, though. That shit's good. We had some tacos last night. That shit's good.
Okay.
When I tell you, though, I lessen in anger, everybody out there. Chill out before you do something you regret. I didn't do anything major, but
okay.
I opened my door, and the bag that was carrying our leftovers was a little leaning on the door, and it fell out, and I had about like 4 wings left over, and it fell out. None of the wings touched the driveway, but I was so upset that I threw it away. And then I got up to come do this podcast. I was like, "Man, I wanted some wings, man."
See, I'm always making sure my food is good before I decide to throw it away, especially if it didn't touch the ground at all.
Yeah, see, I was just angry, so I just threw it away. And now
That's
I'm
your own
regretting
damn
it.
fault.
They were some hot honey wings, dude. I'm so
it's
upset.
your own damn fault.
And I was a little gross. I opened the trash bag, but they were all like splattered across the bag. And I'm like, I'm not that dirty.
You're like, I wonder, is it still like in the box, or is it just,
If
is
it's
it
in the
out
box,
there?
it technically didn't touch anything. Might smell a little weird, but it didn't touch anything.
It might have been out all night, but it could still be fine.
This happened like an hour ago. So,
Oh.
It's just like...
It's even worse.
I was so mad, dude.
Jesus. See, all the peak of my anger comes when I'm driving, especially when I was driving a lot, because you really come across every bad driver possible when you're on the road sometimes.
You see,
Like,
I'm good at containing my road rage into not doing something stupid that endangers everybody. I just do something stupid that endangers everybody when I'm doing something stupid. I can admit what I fuck up sometimes.
yeah.
But I mean, it was like a week or two ago. I was going too slow for this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my defense is we were on the exit getting onto the interstate, and the interstate was just filled with traffic. So I'm slowed down. I'm leading the pack, and I'm just gliding across this entire interstate. And I'm peeking at my phone. Don't peek at the phone, I know. But I'm looking to see if there's an alternate route that could be quicker, that I could avoid all this. And all of a sudden I hear this dude laying on the horn behind me. Just laying on it. And my first thought is like, well, now I'm going to go slower. My second thought is, hey, we're not going anywhere. You are making me go quicker into something that we're going to be stopped in. So I don't know what your plan is.
Yeah.
Exit widens just a little bit. He speeds past me, cuts me off, and slams on his brakes. What are you doing? Like, if you're annoyed with me, I get it. I was being a little bit of a dickhead. I was being a little bit of a dickhead. Had a good reason. Being a little bit of a dickhead. Why are you endangering me and everybody behind me and yourself? Why are you doing that?
Yeah. People are fucking idiots. Like, I was on the phone with a friend, and keep in mind, I had an AirPod in, so I wasn't, like, holding my phone or anything. But I was driving around in Murfreesboro, like, a couple weeks ago, and I watched this truck fly up on my left side on this highway, and then try and merge while I was still there. And, like, I say I'm angry, like, I yell, I don't, like, roll the window down, or I don't do anything stupid on the road, especially when I'm mad at somebody for the way they're driving. But I definitely, like, I will talk shit about you from my car, and I will make it very obvious that I'm talking shit about you if you're looking my direction.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was just going off on this dude. And his friend was like, I hadn't heard you that angry in a minute. And I was like, well, yeah, I can't fuck around about my only mode of transportation that almost got destroyed by somebody.
It's especially in the parking garage that I have to park in to pick my lady up. People will go 15 miles per hour around that parking garage. Why are you doing that? And then this one lady was doing that, just flying down it, taking the turn so sharply, and she almost hit me. And I looked at her and she was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why are you looking at me like that? Oh my God.
It's not my fault you almost hit me.
And I had this rant on TikTok, and I'm finally going to share it on here. People with trucks that don't work on farms, don't haul stuff all the time, should be shot. No, I'm kidding. But dude, I'll let it pass. You're in the suburbs, you're in the South. It's a status symbol, whatever, right? It's a stupid fucking status symbol, because all it does is take up space and money pit. That trip to the gas station is a money pit. I've seen my grandfather fill up his truck. Oh my God, he has a panic attack every time he does it.
I was hurting with just an SUV, so
dude.
Ooh.
But whatever, I'll let that slip. Why are you living in an apartment complex in the middle of a major city, driving a big F-150 King Ranger edition? Why are you doing that? I'm not kidding. I've been driving in this parking garage. Half this truck is sticking out because it doesn't fit. Well, I'm in Nashville. I live in Tennessee. I gotta get me a truck. Gotta get me a hat, some boots, and a truck.
I don't understand. I've had people suggest to me to get a truck, and I'm just like, what would I use a truck for? I don't have anything I need to haul like on a regular basis. I don't use it for work. I
Yeah.
don't I don't have a reason for a truck. And,
I've
and if I had one, I mean, if I had a reason, sure, I'd get a truck. But it's for one, they're too expensive, so I'm good. Two, I just don't need one.
I've thought about getting a Honda Ridgeline just for my trips to the dump because I hate making my car smell like garbage for the next hour. But other than that, I don't. I don't put stuff. I don't haul stuff.
Yeah. The need to haul stuff comes up so rarely that I might as well pay for a truck if I can't already use one.
And again, if you need it, that's fine. But if you're just
Yeah.
buying it for a status symbol, because again, you're in the South, so you need a truck, or you're anywhere else and feel like you want to be a part of Southern culture for some reason. It's like the motherfuckers who fly Confederate flags in Pennsylvania. What are you doing? What are you doing? Who are you?
I think you're on the wrong side of the U.S., I guess.
What history? It's heritage. That's the whole thing.
Maybe, but in the South.
But no, dude, I have been laughing and getting upset for 2 straight weeks because of that song I showed you.
Dude,
It's because Lil Pump, for those of you who need to know, Lil Pump just dropped a song called like Back on That Bullshit or something. And that's, if you include it, that's what we were making fun of at the start, because the start of the song is, I'm back on it. I'm back on it. I'm back on that bullshit again. And the reason I'm upset is because people were like, oh man, Lil Pump's back. Oh my God, it's 2016 all over. What do you mean? What do you mean Lil Pump is back, dude? I thought we all grew up to know that his music is horrible.
I think we also forgot that Lil Pump himself said he didn't like his music.
Dude, and like, oh, dude, oh my God. Like, people are laughing at people who said, no, I grew up. And yeah, if you go back and listen to D-Rose or Gucci Gang or every song Lil Pump has ever done, you're like, this is ass. It's the same subject with a somewhat catchy tune. But no, people are like, no. Music Jesus is back. He's back. Oh my God, it's coming. Stop! Why?
Yeah, I think the term you used before we started here was, you said music is back.
Music
and
is
I was
back.
like, what do you mean by music is back? It was like the old era of music. I was like, which era are you talking about?
Yeah, and then it was funny to click back to the screen and see you going.
You said, yeah, I'm gonna just put this up here for you to watch. You ready? Okay.
And what really got me heated was Ski Mask the Slump God. You know who that is?
Yeah.
He reacted to it and he was like, man, you know, I wish Lil Pump would kind of do something different with his voice or something, because it's the same thing, same subject, same kind of beats, same flow. It's the same thing every song, right? I mean, that's why he got old. That's why he fell off. But people were
bullshit.
But people were like, but Ski Mask, you're releasing Catch Me Outside 2. Aren't you doing the same thing? Listen to Stokely. Listen to Ski Mask at all. I beg you. A. B. Ski Mask has one of the most unique sounds out there. And they're comparing it to Little fucking Pump. Huh? What?
He had his moment, but that was about it. At least when it came to this type of music, that style of music.
And I'm not even saying I hate, like, I used to, when we were living in the middle of, like, Fetty Wap starting the trend of mumble rapping. Yeah. And then it morphed into SoundCloud rappers, which made a lot of rappers famous that probably shouldn't have been, or overhyped a lot of rappers. Like, honestly, the best artist to ever come out of the SoundCloud era was Denzel Curry. That, you know?
Yeah.
And people might say Uzi. Uzi's fine. Uzi pisses me off, though. Lil Uzi. Have you listened to a lot of Lil Uzi?
No, I haven't.
The reason Uzi pisses me off, and you may not know a lot of Uzi songs, but the one I know you know is I don't really care if you cry. On the really should've never lied. Yeah. Should've saw the way she looked me in my eye. That song pisses me off.
I'm tired of hearing that song.
Dude, it's good. It's really good until the verse starts. Because the chorus is about like a toxic relationship that is exploding in front of him, and he only finds, company in his money. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what the chorus is. And then it just turns into a basic ass rap song from that era. I had sex with your girlfriend. I do drugs. I get money. And then it just switches back to, I don't really care if you cry. What?
Yeah, I didn't really like music coming out in that time period in the general, so I kind of stuck to what I liked, which ended up being, I think, more often than not, like Daft Punk.
I forget you were a dubstep guy for long. I couldn't get into dubstep, but that's just because for the longest time I wasn't a music guy without lyrics. Like I listen to a lot of instrumentals now. Mm-hmm. Back then I couldn't. I would get impatient.
It's like all I listened to then.
No, I listened to a lot of rock. I was that kid of like, this sucks. Let's listen to AC/DC. Fucking loser. Take him out back, dude. Oh my God.
Let's listen to Thunderstruck.
No, it was up until like 2018 where I was like, you know what? Like, just lose your mind and have a little bit of a vibe. You know what I mean? And that's when I started getting into like XXXTentacion, even though that vibe was either you're going to go outside and stab someone or you're going to go inside and stab yourself.
Yeah.
Ski Mask, Uzi. This is going to suck to admit. I had 2 Lil Xan songs on the soundtrack, on the playlist. I had 2 Lil Xan songs.
I think I haven't really listened to Lil Xan.
Xans don't make you, Xans gon' take you, Xans gon' betray you. You don't remember that song?
No.
Her pussy tastes like Skittles, yeah. You can't really taste the rainbow, yeah.
I'm glad I don't know this song.
Oh my God, dude. I forgot about that line until now. Oh my God. What the fuck is that?
It is whatever you just said it is, I guess.
But again, that was like, that plagued a lot of music. A lot of the rap music then, or I should say the SoundCloud like subsection of it, is the chorus is about like how Xans are gonna fuck you up, and then it just goes into like what your girlfriend's pussy tastes like. Why are we doing that? Let's stick to a topic.
Okay. Oh God.
I do go back and I listen to like Caroline though. Mm-hmm. Bad thing. Fine as hell. Thick as fuck. Oh my God. That's my Caroline. I listened to some like Lil Yachty from back then, even though I hated Lil Yachty growing up. That's another guy. There was a song he did with Drum. Was it Big Drum? Where it was just a song about partying and smoking weed. And he said, if you touch my gang, we're going to turn this shit to Columbine. Why are you talking about school shootings in this song? Why are you bringing that up?
See, it's not even a good reference.
No. Why did you say that?
Just throwing it in for the shock value, I guess.
No, but a lot of that music was lazy. And like a lot of the guys were talented, and I don't want to shit on it too much. And I did like a lot of, like, I still listen to Uzi or Yachty or Ski Mask or like a lot of the guys from back then. But I look back on it now and I'm like, yeah, let's not pull Lil Pump to 2025 and try to say that music was good.
I'm so curious to see if he'll pick back up at all.
Well,
I'm surprised I hadn't even heard of it because of considering how big sometimes music can get. It's just surprised I hadn't heard anything about that.
Well, in 2 weeks, I believe that video was at like 400 views, or not 400, 400,000 views.
Oh, okay.
So, luckily, it's not going to touch what he was at ever. But let's leave that in the past for the love of God. And I'm not even like I said, I'm not even one of these like J. Cole listeners that are like, oh, he's a real artist and everybody else sucks. I like music that gives you a vibe. Lil Pump is ass. As a person and as an artist, shit.
Apparently, he's in a song in Deadpool 2. Wait, no, that's just an older movie. It's Welcome to the Party.
Okay. I remember one lyric from that song, and it's literally, Welcome to the party.
I have to say, I don't remember it at all, so.
Have you heard any of the Carter 6?
Nope.
Ass. It hurts to say because Lil Wayne has been dropping nothing but bangers since the Carter 5 came out. And then he dropped this, and just out of nowhere, it's the consensus, and it's the consensus for a reason. Wayne, what are you doing? Why did you put this out? How did this make it?
I guess I've got to talk to my resident Lil Wayne fan and see what he thinks.
Dude, just like listen to the Carter 5 because it's amazing. Listen to the song he did with Benny the Butcher, Big Dog. It's amazing. The song he did with Tyga was amazing. He did a song with what's his name? Corbin. YBN Corbin? YBN something like that. That song was amazing. Like, the features he's done and the songs he's put out has been amazing. And then the Carter 6 drops and you're like, what happened? Wayne, it's been literally a year since I've heard a great song from you. How did this? And what sucks is Jelly Roll is on the album. And he sucks as well.
And Sharks.
He sucks. The chorus is snakes ain't always in the grass. Sharks aren't always in the water. God's not always at the altar, and something like that. And his fans are like, oh my God, the metaphor, did you hear? Yeah, I heard it. Yeah. Yeah, it's not some like Bible thumping thing. It's the most basic shit I've ever heard.
He's got a song with Big X the Plug.
I heard Big X was fire on that album. I heard Big X's verse was great, but Peanuts to Elephant literally opens with an elephant sound. The reactions to that were the funniest shit because it's just guys throwing their headphones and shit like, Wayne, what is this, Wayne?
I mean, I'm seeing Machine Gun Kelly. I'm seeing Nicki Minaj, 2 Chainz.
Machine Gun Kelly's on the album.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that one. And you know what? I'll pass.
It's Alone in the Studio with my gun.
No, but when the Carter 5 came out, it was legit my favorite album of that year. Mona Lisa he did with Kendrick. The song he did with X. That album.
Mona Lisa was fire.
Demons was great on that album. Great album. It's all downhill from here.
I'll give it a listen and I'll see what I think. But I only see a few songs just from names.
Who's in your rotation right now?
In my current rotation?
If you had to guess who your Spotify top 5 was, who would they be right now?
Some jazz song players. I don't listen to much music like at all recently.
See, so 70 years old.
What?
You are 70 years old. That's some jazz type stuff.
I mean, that's all it's been, listening to it while editing. That's like the only music I've played the last hot minute. Probably be like Daft Punk.
I've been really, really like Scarlord has been my favorite artist since high school, and it's been that way. But that throne is being challenged very recently by Mac Miller, which sucks because he's dead. But kind of like Balloonerism really stapled it home that Mac Miller is one of my favorite artists and is going to be for a very long time. And 2009 has become the most unskippable song in my rotation right now. But Scar-Lord, Mac Miller, Ghost Main, and then Tyler Childers. If you listen to my playlist, you would be very confused on the genre switches, the tone switches, the mood switch, like everything. Because it'll go from a song that makes you want to run through a brick wall to a song that makes you want to have a panic attack to a song that makes you want to fall in love.
My liked songs playlist is an amalgamation, to put it lightly. And you could go from, I'm looking at it right now, from cinematic, I guess, to Hispanic music, to jazz, to EDM, to depression, I guess, to more EDM. Yeah, that's yeah, did a little bit of everything.
I hate people who talk about how much better old music was and how much more talented people were back in the day. I think those people just need to retire, get out of the space, stop talking. And people in general who talk like that with a multitude of different subjects, I hate. Now, there's stuff where it's clear. I saw someone say Josh Allen is better than Dan Marino. No. No. It sounds like I'm a Josh Allen hater because I think last week I brought up how Lamar Jackson is better than Josh Allen. I'm not a Josh Allen hater. He's not better than Dan Marino. Dan Marino had one of the best quarterback seasons of all time. Point blank, period.
All right. I mean, when it comes to like saying something like the old music is better, I mean, you're entitled to have your opinion that you just like older music better. But the generalized statement of older music just being better isn't really right.
And I'm entitled to call you a stupid fucking loser who should shut his mouth. That's my freedom of speech. You're using yours, I'm using mine.
Yeah, it's also true. I mean, I don't have any specific preferences for when music was better or worse. I just know I liked music at this point and at this point rather than I just think older music is better.
And that leads into, I get so fucking infuriated by people who will state their opinion, and then when somebody says, that's pretty stupid, they're like, well, I'm not allowed to have it? A man can't speak his... Yes! Shut up! You saying that makes me want to rip that shit away from you. You fucking loser. Oh my God.
That type of person is specifically prepared for somebody to disagree with them just so they could have that reaction.
Or they're too much of a weak little man baby to argue a point. And I know, Jack, it's just, they just said the Titans aren't going to win the Super Bowl. I know. But you're a weak little man baby if you can't back that up. Mostly because that's a pretty easy opinion to back up. Let's be honest.
Give me your reasoning. Well, let me pull my list here.
But a lot of that, oh my God, dude. And we're going to touch on a topic I know you don't want to talk about.
Okay.
But this dude made a video talking about how if the police officers who shot journalists and women who just wanted to go back to their apartment, shot them with rubber bullets, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said those police should have been carrying live rounds and maybe people would have acted right. And this is a prevalent... Don't interrupt me. This is a prevalent thing throughout a lot of conservatives online saying that, you know, it should have been live ammunition. Police officers should have been killing journalists and civilians. And you get the point.
Yeah.
And when people started pushing back, calling him an asshole, calling him a fucking psychopathic moron. He made a video saying, I don't care about what's going on in LA. I don't care because I have a life to live. You're a pussy. Pussy. And anybody who watches this, and maybe they watch his TikToks as well, Richie, that country fucking loser, does a lot of good. Has done a lot of good. I'll put my hand up and say that. But that shit is bitch made. You fucking
block out the name there, but
no.
No.
He deleted the video, so you can't. You'll have to look up the stitches of people calling him an idiot. And then he wants to say, I actually have a life outside of this. You supported police officers killing civilians.
Yeah, that's not, no.
And I get, there was fucking lunatics burning small businesses. I get it. But he said that after it was known that police officers were just opening fire on journalists and women who just wanted to get back to their apartment.
Yeah.
You fucking pussy. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't really know how to top that. That's just bitch made, to be honest.
This whole, freedom of speech, I get to have my opinion. Yeah, you get to have your opinion. Absolutely. No one's going to take that away from you.
Your opinion is fucking stupid.
Yeah, I can tell you that you're a bitch-made pussy. You're a fucking idiot. I can tell you that without you getting up in arms and crying about you have freedom of speech. I don't care. It's like, dude,
you do,
it's
so
like,
do we.
And this is a leap, okay? I'll admit to this. This is a leap. Okay. But it's like someone screaming the N-word at a black guy, getting jumped for and talking about, I have freedom of speech. Yeah. That doesn't mean we don't get to pin you to the fucking sidewalk and beat you half to death.
And even if the laws say we can't, we still fucking will.
One of these days, I know that your humor is doing that. You might get me jumped. I know that. You've openly admitted that you do that shit.
No, I do it the other way around, but it's funny.
And you for sure, you would do that, and they'd turn and be like, what? And you'd be like, yo! And I'm like, no. Roll like the table.
I could see that happening, and I would just laugh so hard.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up that you can see that happening.
Well, then you put the idea in my head. So.
I'm in the hospital with a fractured skull. And it's like, hey, you have a visitor, and you walk in. I'm like, nah. You dumbass.
Like, hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, should have actually lost those pounds you said you were going to lose, huh? Maybe
I wouldn't have been able to outrun your ass.
Maybe you could have gotten away.
I kind of want to. I don't want to.
Shut the fuck. I kind of want to be responsible for my friend ending up in a coma because I framed him for a hate crime.
I was going to say I don't want to, but it would be. I want to see how that would go down.
Okay, the real question: how long would you wait to then say, "No, that was me. I was fucking with him"?
Would I be saying it to
Come on. Yeah, no, okay. So the situation happens, you scream it, and then they turn, look at me, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? And then from that point to me ending up in a coma because I was just beaten half to death, at what point would you step in and be like, all right, guys, like, I was fucking with him?
So,
I hate it. I hate how much you're hesitating. It scares me. I'm going to be honest.
So, depending on how fast they jump you.
What the fuck is that?
Because if they already started, like, I'm sorry, I'll try and get them off of you, but Unless they're trying to kill you, I don't think I can stop them.
In my head, I have ended up under the bumper of a taxi, just parked on the side of the road, getting kicked and spit, shit thrown at me, and I'm going, Z! And you're laughing too hard to get a word out. I'm about to walk to the McDonald's. You want something?
You want me to get you like a Sprite? Like a large fry, maybe?
Hey, I'll go to the gas station if you need some milk. Hey, that's a throwback. That's a throwback joke. You need some milk?
But yeah, if they, they already started like, hey, like chill out, like it ain't that deep, And I ain't gonna say it was me though, but like it ain't that deep.
Hey, it's not that crazy, right? He says it all the time. What?
Yeah, he's got like a thing going on,
He's autistic. Okay, he doesn't know what's going on.
He's very bad at expressing his feelings.
He got angry and he screamed the first word that he thought of. Okay, it's not that deep.
And if they stop, it's cool. It's over. If they don't, I mean, good luck.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen is this guy was reacting to an Abba and Preach video, and it was one of the Abba and Preach videos where they say the N-word a lot. And apparently he has this tick to where he will start repeating things that people are saying around him.
Oh,
and he's a big white guy. So it got to a point where he would just pause the video and say, "Stop! Stop!" Because he feels it. Feels it coming up.
That video. That's hilarious.
That's got to be a skit, dude.
I think that's why they said it a lot, though. Guys,
to fuck with him?
to draw him in the same.
That's got to be a skit that we do at some point. Just have me going, guys, please.
Just stop. I can't right now, please.
And at that moment, something happened. Something snapped inside of me. I didn't care.
And I don't want the world to see me.
It'd be like those videos where, did you see, it was like a white kid he was out with a bunch of his black friends, and they were saying goodbye, and they said, see you later, friend. I'm not going to say the word. But the guy was like, yeah, I'll see you. And they were like, what? So, yeah, I'll see you later. Say it. Say the word. Say it. And they were all recording him, like backing him up into the door. And he was like, guys, don't. They're like, no, you're good. Say it. And he just went, fellas. And they all laughed and fucked off.
That'd be hilarious, though. I mean, I've seen like so many skits and stuff of like the black guys trying to draw in the white guys to say it, but every time they're like, say it.
Yeah.
Say it. Go on.
My favorite wasn't a skit, and it was the white guy on national TV talking about, like, I can say it just like everybody else. I can say it. And just the guy across from him was so done with it. And he just went, do it.
Oh, you're talking about Samuel L. Jackson.
Well, that was a movie interview. I'm talking legit like a news debate. This wasn't Sam Jackson.
It was. Yeah. I mean, I know who you're talking about. I know the news one as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about Django, where he was like, man, do you have any criticism of them using the N-word so much? Sam was like, what N-word? The guy was like, you know it. And he was like, no, not, nothing. What N-word are you talking about?
Yep. And I do remember the news one as well. Yeah. Say it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Have you kept up with this VEO3 stuff?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It pops up on my feed, so I kind of been forced to, but yeah.
I say that. I've sent you a couple of the...
I've sent you a couple as well.
The meme clips of it, like John Wilkes Booth vlogging himself killing Abraham Lincoln. I hate how funny they are. I really hate... There is a couple that go around that I will watch every... Like, one of them is a cop sitting at a diner. Have you seen that?
No, I've seen a few cop-related ones though.
The waiter brings him a cup of coffee, and he's like, "Here's your coffee, sir, black."
Oh, and
Yeah, and he's like, "That's all the evidence I need," and he stands up and shoots it. Dude.
Yeah. I think you sent that one into the Discord.
Yeah.
Either that, or I just happened to come across it, or something.
The one that got me though, go watch Moist Critical's video called "Are We Actually Cooked?" or something like that. Have you seen that video yet?
No.
I'll provide the twist. The entire video is going on, and he says, "I'll bet you didn't know that the first 15 seconds of this was all AI." And he showed that he got it from Reddit. And that was the first time I've ever watched AI and been like, no, wait, really?
Oh no. See, I've still found myself to be able to distinguish what's AI and what isn't, and up to a point, I'm finding it hard to believe that some people can't. Like, I think some people in Discord were like, "Yeah, I can't tell unless like they said it in, like those like news videos," and I was like, "It was kind of obvious to me, was it not?" But it may just be me.
I don't know if I have a specific eye for the uncanny valley, quote unquote, but a lot of it it looks like mannequins to me, or like wax dolls as people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like they're I see the video 2 days ago. People move too smoothly whenever it's like AI, and it's a thing that I've noticed. And it's always like you're watching people, but in higher definition than you'd see them in real life. So I'm just like, that doesn't look right.
The issue is, it's gonna get better.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, in a year's time, we won't be able to tell.
Maybe a year.
Yeah, dude, it's
the closer you get, the faster it's going to move, because you can use AI to make better AI.
And I hate, with our parents, they saw this kind of innovation when it came to like the cell phone. Because at least, you know, my parents got to see the brick phone, like the home phone, all the way up to the iPhone. And that happened in a matter of like 20 years, right? I believe like the brick home phone was the 80s. First smartphone was around 2008. So 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
AI video, it existed in some form for a little bit now, but truly it started getting big in like 2023, where it was getting...
It actually started quite a ways earlier than that. It just didn't look anything like it does now.
That's what I'm saying. But like, if you look at 2023 and now, it sucks. It sucks how fast it's progressed.
Yeah, I've seen like the VO3 stuff. I've mostly been seeing it in relation to turning or giving like Bigfoot a vlog, old Bible stories, and like the riots.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, well, I can tell like a lot of this stuff very obviously. I mean, we're going to just skip over the Bigfoot one because, you know, talking Bigfoot. But I mean, the other stuff is just kind of like, okay, I can see where this is going, and I know it's not going to take very long for this to be indistinguishable from reality.
No, and it's scary with the with what people can do with it. I believe today I saw a AI newscast where it takes me a second, but they said Canada has declared war on the USA, and it was like a basic, and I went to Google and I was like, what? Huh? But before I left the app, it was like, that was AI. That was an AI video.
Yeah. I think, as to continue your point from earlier, I believe our parents, like, there was a point in time, I don't know if you had the same experience, but like getting onto the internet, my family was always like, don't believe everything you see on the internet, before, you know, they got old and believed everything they see on the internet. And now it's just going to only get worse because it's going to get harder to tell what is real and what isn't. Because before, the don't believe everything you see on the internet was like extremely like, oh, this is like The Onion. That's not going to trust anything I'm reading over there. or or some like very obvious bad shit post that somehow the old Facebook crowd tends to believe, and now it's looks real.
I've gotten better at not cutting you off, and it still slips up sometimes. No, they don't even have to use video, dude. They'll believe, literally, I believe a couple weeks ago I said that I had gotten back on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
It is unbelievable how gullible Facebook people are. It is unbelievable. There is a entire thing going around where Jelly Roll apparently said that he wasn't going to take part in any Pride events. And when I heard that, I was like, I don't care. But it was a Facebook post, so I did some research. I can't find a single time. They said he said it on social media. I looked all over his social medias, nothing. Mm-hmm. But thousands of people are like, amen, Jelly Roll. Hey, he doesn't have to. But what I'm talking about is they don't have to use video. There are already posts that will say, this child has been bullied his entire elementary school, and his mother finally took like an entire story, and the picture is obviously AI. Like it was a child, and me and you could tell it was an AI child, but the plaque of his school was right next to his head on the brick. It was a picture of him standing in like a schoolyard, right? School bus in the back or whatever. And the plaque said like West Central Elementary School. And even like the T and the C were morphing together.
Yeah.
I looked through the comments. Oh, you're so brave, buddy. Oh, this is such an inspiring story. Tell him my best wishes. I just commented, this is a weird use of AI. Because it is. That's a very weird usage of it. And I got so many replies talking about, what are you talking about? Why would you say this about this? What do you...
Yeah, I was going to scroll through Facebook as a little experiment here, and second post is somebody that, one, was a teacher of mine to some degree, and two, I didn't know I was friends with on Facebook, talking about a colonoscopy, so I'm just going to not.
Dude, I will say I got terrified because I have a buddy who is having medical issues right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I opened up Facebook, and the first thing I saw was him reposting like a copy pasta of cancer, of like talking about how cancer is hard to deal with. And I legit texted him. I was like, you're lucky I read this whole thing. Because I was terrified, bro.
I mean, that's fair, yeah.
But dude, it's Facebook is such I know we titled a whole podcast to it, but Facebook sucks. Facebook is so bad.
Yeah, there's just
it is in terms of misinformation, it is worse than TikTok, and that is saying something. To everybody out there, I know you might say like, oh, I don't need to hear this. Some people need to hear this. Don't get your news on social media.
Yeah, no.
There are people who claim to be news pages, and there are some, like Philip DeFranco actually reports news. So when you see any of his posts or TikToks or whatever, if it's the verified account, that's probably happening.
Well, verified account on which application? Because one of them you can pay for.
That's what I'm saying. Just the verified, whatever. But a lot of these news accounts just post AI photos and bullshit stories to stir people up.
That's all I see nowadays. And it's especially bad now with a lot of different things going on in the fucking world. So,
and please, please look stuff up. I beg you, look stuff up. It takes 2 seconds. If you see something, and a lot of stuff, I'll say that's stupid, and I'll move on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, by the way, if this gives a lot of feedback in the editing. You can call me. I don't care if I'm at work. If it's giving you a lot of feedback, chew my ass out and say, don't ever do this again. Okay?
Okay. I'll make sure if it gets bad, I'll make sure to make that added into the podcast as a little extra for us.
But what was I going on about?
Real news in the world.
Real news in the world. Oh yeah. Look stuff up. That's what I was saying. If you come across a post and some governor said something or it's some quote about a news source, just look it up a couple times. Go through a couple different articles. Don't just see a Facebook post and be like, oh shit, that really? Oh my God, are we really? People believe Karl Anthony Towns has a tramp stamp now. What?
Okay, sure.
Now that's one post. That's one post where I was like, no, he doesn't. I'm not going to look it up because I know he doesn't.
I can't. It's very simple it's very easy to double check information you see if you're not sure if it's real or not, especially with Google or any other forms of search. It's not hard to do. And you could screenshot it on your phone, highlight the text, and search it that way. I don't care. It's something other than taking that as prime fucking example of, oh yeah, this is what's happening. Okay, sure. It's probably not with a good percentage.
Basic guideline: if you read something and you go, "What?" Look it up. If it makes you have that kind of reaction, look it up, because I promise you it's not what you think it is.
It's probably just to catch you there.
But that was Red Light Homies. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Z, how you feeling?
Feel good. I feel good.
Feel tired?
I'm curious as to what this Moist Critical video is going to look like. Because I'm going to look at it right after this.
Yeah, dude. It's scary. Maybe you'll notice it because I told you, but I had no idea. And then he said it, and I was like, damn.
It was... I mean, I pulled up his channel, and the first thing I saw was, you're wrong if you think these are aliens. So I was a little confused.
Yeah, he'd just be talking about anything.
Fair enough.
But make sure y'all like, rate, and share. Especially rating, especially sharing. Go to any platform you're listening on right now, and leave that 5-star rating. Z, what's a rating these people can leave?
It's good these guys tell you not to believe everything you see on the internet, because we'll never believe them ever again. 5 stars.
Amen. But I said rating, but I also said sharing. Share. Click that crooked arrow. Share to whatever platform you have, even if it's Facebook. Mm-hmm. But also, transfer this podcast through word of mouth means. Word of mouth is very, very important. If someone comes up to you and they say, hey, I want a podcast full of almost completely nothing except 2 20-year-olds just yapping about topics. Z, what do they say?
Well, you're in the right place, because my guys over here, Jackie and Z, they're a couple of mid-20-year-olds that talk about nothing sometimes.
See, I wanted to leave off the mid, I wanted to avoid the unk label, you know what I mean? But that was the homies, Jackie and Z.
That's me.
And we'll see y'all next Monday.
Peace out.
Rolling up a little bit of pie. Rolling with some shit that's fine. Fine shit hard on a 9. I'm rubbing on the tabs on the spine. Rolling through in the 8. Wake up, be on the grind.